So, let's see. Back in 2012, my daughter was in third grade at Southwestern Elementary School. Back in Southwestern Elementary School, Jason Watson was the principal at Southwestern Elementary. At that point in time, Miss Wilson, her teacher, had her call me on the speakerphone in front of the class to tell me that she got a bad grade in her class. Um, and I informed her at that point in time that it was not her fault. I already knew she had the bad grade. I just forgot to sign that paper. So, if anybody failed her, that it was her teacher that failed her for not giving her the material to present it to her in a way that she could understand. Now, we're going to fast forward a couple years. In 2008, no, not 2008, I'm sorry. What was that? 4 years ago, 2013. My youngest son got bit in the face by a Great Dane. And he had 87 stitches in his face. That didn't count to the surgery they had to do to underneath his chin. Another teacher under the supervision of Jason Watson decided that he would call my son, who was 8 years old at the time, dog bite. When these issues were brought up to Mr. Jason Watson, he refused to do anything about it. Regardless if it was even a little reprimand that said, hey, I talked to them, told them not to do it again. Anything. But no, he just chose to ignore it. Here recently, speaking as of today, my children are going to be transferring out of the Southwestern schools altogether. My oldest is in the high school. He will be going out of there to the Madison school. And my daughter, who is in 8th grade, and my son, who is in 6th grade, will be going to Madison schools also. Now, the reason for this being is Mr. Watson has been transferred to the junior high as of 3 years ago, when my daughter went into the 6th grade. Several things has happened underneath Mr. Watson's watch that he just refuses to do anything about. Recently, there's been kids telling my my youngest son to go kill himself. Nobody likes him, calling him names. One child on the bus was made him mad or something. I don't know what happened on the bus. Regardless, the child told my youngest son, he's like, why don't you come over to my house and let me show you my dad's guns? The way he said that was a threat. All this has been brought to the attention on several different occasions to Mr. Watson. The only response we get out of Mr. Watson is, well, let me know if it ever happens again. He never takes care of the issue. He never calls anybody or nothing. He says he did. Well, nothing ever came out of it as far as I know. Now, my children are transferring to Madison, and I confirmed with Madison schools today when I was there earlier for my son's tour that they did say the 29th would be the date of withdrawal for Southwestern, which means my children will be going to Madison as of the 29th. Well, my daughter shows up for school today after being sick, and Mr. Watson tells her she is no longer welcome in that school because she does not need to be there. The only reason she showed up today was to go on the field trip. And when she called and she's crying and told me that I needed to come pick her up, Mr. Watson got on the phone and said there's no sense in her being there since she's transferred out of Madison. Madison says she's supposed to be there. Well, that was a lie. Madison did not say that she was supposed to be there. Madison has her coming in there on the 29th as well as the boys. So he told the girl or told a helper or somebody in the office, which came and told my daughter, that he said the only reason he's not letting her stay there is because she only showed up for her incentive field trip, which she has earned by doing the hard work, being on time, not coming in late, not, doing her homework and meeting all the requirements. Well, he refuses to let her celebrate that achievement with her classmates by making her go home from school. In return, denying her another day of being in school. I've had issues with Mr. Watson in control. He has this power trip going to his head, and he acts like he's better than everybody. And whenever there's an issue, especially something as serious as children telling other children to go kill themselves and bullying them and, taking their food away from them at lunchtime, he doesn't do anything about that. And he is actually the monitor in the lunchroom at the time. And the other kids are taking lunches off of other people's tray. So I say Mr. Watson does not deserve to even be a principal. He doesn't even deserve to be an assistant principal or not even a teacher for that matter. A teacher is someone who guides our children, who teaches them to go on and learn stuff, teaches them things that they need to be taught to go on in life. The only thing Mr. Watson is passing down is insensitivity and the I don't give a damn attitude. He obviously doesn't care about anybody or that school. He lies. And especially when a parent contacts him, and I have the emails to prove it, and his, about the being bullied and the go kill yourself stuff, and his only response he has is, well, let me know if it happens again, and I'll take care of it. Well, first of all, once is too many, and it's been happening for a while, and it has been brought to his attention several times, and nothing has been done. That school is all messed up. Not just because of Mr. Watson. There is also another teacher that I know. Never mind. I will save that for a future rant. With the teacher buying kids underage alcohol and taking them to his house. Anyway, something needs to be done, and something will get done, hopefully. I know this video is kind of out of the ordinary, out of character, but I think it deserves to be said. My daughter went back to school today at Southwestern, intent of turning in her Chromebook, turning in her assignments that she wants to turn in, and cleaning out her locker. When she got there, upon her arrival, Mr. Watson was standing bound by her locker watching her, and he let her open her locker and then called her over. Her locker was already cleaned out. There was nothing in her locker or my youngest son's locker. Mr. Watson saw that their records had been requested for them to enroll in school on Monday, and he cleaned out their locker for them. Now, with that being said, there is also my daughter's wallet that had not a whole lot, but it had like $22 or $12 or something in her wallet is missing. There's no way anybody could have gotten the locker as far as I'm concerned, being that it is locked by combination. The only people who could have got into it is the authoritative figures who have access to the combination. So not only is Mr. Watson not doing his job, he is very unfairly treating children. And I'm not sure if it was him or someone else, but it looks like someone is stealing from the children also. Now, like I said, this video is definitely not like me. but I just wanted to put this out there.